Hello everyone, my name is Jayan and today we are the 18th of May and this will be the 68th video that I will be communicating with a camera to prepare for the Casper test in 2026. Alright, so first of all, I want to do a video update. So from yesterday, I learned how to solve situations with regard to conflict resolution. So we must begin with talking to each party individually in a private setting, then coming back to understand the root of the problem or the cause and each other's perspective. Then we come into a group together to see how we can find a solutions to both parties. Then to prevent future situations, we do a compromise for each, and that will solve the problem. I will keep working on the first phrase that I start talking with. So I want to have a good opener, have a very confident tone and pronunciation when going in. That's also the focus for today. Next up, for the personal life updates. Basically today I just watched F1 and clean up all my desks and room, everything. So that took about 2 hours to do a little menage, and also my closet to transfer into summer mode. Besides that, Imola was really fun to watch. Lots of overtaking, was definitely worth it. Max Verstappen on top again, very happy. I'm just a Max fan, I think I figured it out. So yeah, that was fun. So let's take no longer and dive straight into our case for today. So today's scenario, I'm an operation manager of a volunteering organization that is looking at tackling health issues in society. As the operation manager, you are required to allocate 80,000 to a specific organization. The organizations you can choose from are as follows. First, elderly doctors are a group of medical students that aim to assist family doctors in providing healthcare services to the elderly. Meant for War, a group of surgeons who provide discounted plastic surgery services to soldiers returning from war-affected areas. And third, Rural Health 21, a group of doctors that provide free healthcare to Australians living in rural areas. Okay, so now I will have 30 seconds to reflect about everything and 1 minute to answer each questions. Okay, so the 30 seconds starts now. Okay. Aim to assist medical doctor. Surgeons that promote. Okay, so very good. Okay, so now we are gonna go for the 1 minute answer. So first question, which organization would you pick to allocate the funds and why? In this situation, I think all three organizations will have a good use of the money. Both have their own pros and cons. The first one, we can help the family doctors to facilitate their tasks in helping the elderly population. The second, Meant for War organizations can really help out the soldiers while returning from war-affected areas. And the third one, the Rural Health, it will really benefits the doctor who helps Australians live in rural areas. However, I think I would choose, if I have to choose one, I would choose the Meant for War organization, the second one, because I think it is more consequential. So if the plastic surgeries doesn't get done in a designed period of time, the soldiers may be affected by more, even harder post-war syndromes. Therefore, it is the most urgent in all three. Second question, do you believe the funds should be split between the three organizations? Alright, so the 1 minute starts now. I think it depends on the situation. So if we can find, let's say, a budget or a demand of each of the three organizations, and we can find a middle ground while satisfying the majority of this demand, then I think it is very logical to split the budget in three and allocate this fund accordingly to help as much of the population as we can. However, if splitting the money means that the demand does not get satisfied and the root cause of the problem is still not never being attacked to, then I will say that concentrating the money for one organization first might be the most logical thing to do, because that will benefit or solve a realistic problem rather than having three different organizations not satisfying their demand. Question 3. A public figure recently proposed that Australians should donate 2% of their salaries to support and fund volunteering organizations. Do you think such a proposal is effective? Alright, in 3, 2, 1. I think this proposal stems from a very good cause, which is to make everybody makes a very small sacrifice, only 2% of their earning, towards a bigger cause which can help many people. However, I also believe that since it's a donation, it shouldn't be like a mandatory thing. It should remains as a facultative or voluntary amount of money that has been poured out. Because what happens is that there are many of the population that may rely on this money who are either low income or facing very difficult situations, their financial state is not stable, they're facing changes in their life, then this 2% might really hurt their situations. So I think it is to the government to have policies as such to really balance the two. Question 4. Have I done volunteering work in the past? Yes, I have. The one on top of my head is that I have volunteered at the MUHC hospital, so the McGill Healthcare Center, as a volunteer, as a wayfinder. And during that experience, I was the wayfinder because it was a very huge hospital and there is lots of departments. From this experience, I have learned many things, such as to collaborate with both my colleagues and the patients to find or to achieve a certain goals. As a very concrete example, I remember one day I had to find the car for 2 patients because the parking lot was very messy and large, and I had to ask the staff working specifically at the parking lot, as well as gathering the descriptions and the approximate area where they have parked. And this have really established a very clear and confident communication skills from me. And last question, do you believe that volunteering should be compulsory for high school students? Okay, so I think the volunteering should be compulsory depending on situations. So for example, in a situation where a student is super occupied at school, their primary objective, which is to study, cannot be satisfied within an agreeable or a logical amount of time, then adding a compulsory voluntary time can affect them. However, on the other side of the page, we can also have a compulsory program where students must do, like, say, services that can really benefit the community as a whole and teach them how to actually give back to the community and help people in need, which can be a very good educational, who can serve a very good educational purpose. So I believe that more moderation has to be implemented if we have to make the volunteering compulsory.